you guys excited? Yes. So again, I am Porchia Marie. I am the CEO and founder of The P.M firm, which is a boutique entertainment marketing company, and Dope People Meet, a platform where creators meet. I'm also the community marketing manager at Foot Locker here in Atlanta. And yeah, so we are going to learn the tricks and trades of marketing, okay, guys? All right, our first icebreaker. We're going to start out with what is your brand? So now I am going to ask of every student in the room to introduce who you are, where you're from, and what you do. And what you do, it could be the name of your brand and what you guys cater to the community, okay? So we're going to start in the back with my guy right here. Yeah. Just stand up, please, so everybody can hear you and see you.
Okay. My name is Jennifer Brooks. I am, me and my wife go to Porcha Studio, which just helps
Yes, Mike.
Appreciate it. Which helps smaller creatives and mostly musicians to kind of build their online presence.
Love that. Thank you. Yes, wife. That's the wife?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. My name is Ariana. Hey, everybody. Hey,
Ariana.
Yes, I'm his wife. So basically everything he said. Plus, we're from Birmingham, Alabama. I don't think he mentioned that. So we're photographers.
Okay. Young lady in the back with the orange on. Dope People Meet colors. Yeah.
Hey. Hey, everybody. My name is Brittany. I have a brand called Pen Music, but I also am an art director. With Pen, I do art direction and music curation. Ideally for like art and entertainment, but like mostly music. And then on my own, I do art direction for whatever, like I do that work corporately. So, little corporate brands, but also try to keep it fun, do fashion, product stuff like that. So that's me.
Thank you, Brittany.
Hey, how y'all doing? My name is Norman Thrasher. I am a lifestyle and fashion content creator, mostly on TikTok, starting to get on Instagram and YouTube, and I'm currently planning to start like a social media management business and working with businesses around the city, just helping them with their social media, content creation, all that good stuff. So I'm excited to learn tonight.
Okay.
How y'all doing? I'm Travis.
We doing good. Travis.
I'm Travis. I'm from Atlanta, right here. Right now, I produce music. I got a small group of artists that I work with. Right now, I'm trying to get into content creation and messing with the artificial intelligence. Like that's what I'm aiming at right now. So yeah, that's what I've got going on right now.
Okay.
Hey everyone, I'm Kiara. I am a photographer here. I'm from Miami, but I live here. I help models build their portfolios as well as my regular clients.
Hi everyone, I'm Rachel. I am a fashion model influencer and a content creator, and I'm also a dog walker and dog sitter. I plan on making my own LLC for dog sitting soon. Ultimate Dog Mom, I think I'm gonna name it. Still thinking about it, and also possibly starting to direct some films here and there. So yeah, that's what I do.
What's going on, guys? My name is Eli Chandler, and I'm a photographer, videographer. I'm from the city of Atlanta, and lately I've been doing more corporate work, focusing on growing my corporate business, but I originated in the music industry, so still trying to fluctuate from my balance in between, but that's what I do.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. My name is Isla Avani. I'm originally from Washington, D.C. I'm actually a mental health yeah, put that out there. I'm actually a mental health therapist, but I have a podcast called Daily Store Run Podcast, which is actually home based here at Kirk Studios. Shout out to but I'm also putting together a digital resource, so I definitely want everyone's information in here before we leave. So that was just a little tidbit.
Hey everyone,
Hi.
My name is Fly. I got a clothing brand named Handle Fly Exclusive. I'm also a photographer, videographer, and I dabble and dabble in the music industry with being a producer and a songwriter.
Okay.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing? My name is Evan. I'm not from Atlanta. I'm from Columbus, Georgia, a small town, but I moved up here for a bigger opportunity. I do photography, and really this guy behind me, he really helped me get started out. Used to call him like, hey, like what's this mean? Like what's this, what ISO mean? You know, what aperture mean, all sorts of stuff. But I've been doing photography for like 3 years now, so really just trying to kind of find my own lane. And hopefully this class can help me like market myself to be more into what I want to do.
Okay.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Chris. I'm from West Palm Beach, Florida. I am a photographer slash videographer. Right now, I'm more so focused on corporate as well as product photography. So just trying to find my niche in that space.
What's going on, everybody? Name's Nisio. I'm from Chicago. I'm a fashion beauty photographer. I'm trying to come up with a fashion production as far as commercial work. So I'm, just trying to figure that out.
Okay. You got this, girl.
Hey everyone, my name is Constance Madden. I'm a product photographer and I also shoot commercial photography. I also do makeup as well. Don't judge me right now. But yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it.
Hey everybody, my name is Michelle. My artist name is Shelanae. I am a singer, songwriter, and I also run a public art company called the Healing Walls Project, and we travel around the United States and do murals and public art installations, and we support Black and brown artists to speak in their own communities.
Hey y'all, I'm PJ, or my name is Paul. I'm from New York, so I'm not from out here, but I focus on like high fashion and editorial photography, and I'm trying to get into content creation, but I'm not gonna say trying. I'm getting into content creation.
There we go.
Okay, I just gotta be a little more consistent, but that's what I do.
Okay.
All right, y'all. How y'all doing?
Hey, girl.
Hey, my name is Dawn. I'm from New Orleans. So my brand is called More Than a Mother. I moved out here in 2017. I went to the Art Institute for Fashion Design. Then I got pregnant. I had 2 kids back to back. So then I went back to the Art Institute, and I'm in there for fashion marketing now. And I made my brand More Than a Mother based off like everything I've been through as a mom and everything like that. So I'm trying to just create more content for my brand and also just gain a better audience and a supporting, like, just a following period, like, because I wanted to be like a solace for moms, like on a social kind of thing, like we gather and just vibe outside of our kids type thing.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, girl.
Hey. My name is Denise, and I am an artist. I sing and I rap. I am originally from Atlanta, Grady baby, if you know, you know. But I am from Clayco on the south side. What else? I host events. I just got into doing like recaps, like when I go somewhere on my Instagram and stuff like that. So I'm like a micro influencer, I guess. I say that because I ain't hit a K yet, soon on the way. But yeah, that's it. That's what I do.
Hello everyone, my name is Ariel. I'm a photographer for Complex Captures, and I'm a video producer as well for a production company called Make It Look Like a Movie.
Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Brandon. I have a content creation company called Malk Media, and definitely want to show support because Porcha opened a lot of doors for me. My company kind of caters more towards like event recaps, so that's what I specialize in.
And he's spy.
Hello, everybody. My name is Tiaria Jakes. So I'm originally from West Palm Beach, Florida, too. So I'm an electrical engineer by trade, but I do fashion design, aesthetic curation, and styling.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? My name is Dapo. I'm a portrait photographer. I'm from Nigeria, but I've been living in Atlanta for a minute. What do? I work with like individuals, brand owners, just to like show people what they do and promote their business and improve their social media presence.
Okay. Anybody else? Oh, yes.
What's up, everybody? I'm Yoshi. I'm here. I'm from Atlanta. I just graduated with a BBA in marketing from GSU. Thank you. I do plan on going into my field in marketing, whether that's, PR, social media management, content creation, and event coordinating. I want to do it all.
Okay.
Is that everybody?
We have somebody walk in.
Are we going over like majors?
Yeah, who you are, what you do, and where you from.
Okay. So my name is Mo.
You gotta stand up.
Oh, I
Come
got
on, don't act like that. Don't act like that.
So my name is Mo. I recently was going to Georgia State, but now I'm a photographer, so I am trying to finish up. My major is sports administration, so I'm trying to use that because I also do graphic design and all that good stuff. Just
Mo,
creative.
I met you at Lids.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Y'all met Mo at Lids like a month ago. That's fire.
Yeah.
And she made one of my hats. Okay, so, yeah. Okay, Mo. That's so fire. Really?
What up, though? What's up, everybody? I'm Willie Millions. I'm the owner of a multi-brand boutique called BLK Millions, where we educate, empower, and inspire millions of youth from the black and brown community on financial literacy and how to take creative ideas and turn them into influence, impact, and income. We also have an HBCU cohort where we kind of do the same thing, financial literacy, teach them how to take creative ideas and turn them into the same thing, impact, influence, and income. We do a podcast as well, so.
And it's so fire. I've been once, guys, and the kids are amazing. And Willie Millions, I know this is like off script, whatever, but he's the first, like one of the first people that gave me somewhere to lay my hair when I first got to Atlanta. I met a lot of dope people. He was doing Who's Driving Hip Hop, and I came to do sports reporting. But he was one of the people that held me down, let me lay my head on the couch, and it was all love. So, I have to show love to those people that show love to me. That's so fire. Okay, y'all, so give it up for everybody that introduced themselves. So when it comes to your introduction, right, there are like 5 questions that I feel like you should be able to answer, right? So number one is, what is your brand? Number 2 is, what do you represent? Or who do you represent? The 3rd or 4th question will be, what have you accomplished thus far? And the last question will be, what do you bring to the table? So if you were to ask me, what is my brand? Dope People Meet is my brand. Who do I cater to, or what do I cater to? I represent the community of creatives. Simple. And you see how easy that is. Like when you talk to people, you want to get straight to the point because I don't want to know your life story. Like, who do you represent? How can you help me? I represent creatives. I represent the community of creatives. So it's not just one creative in this realm of just painting or visual arts or photography or videography. I represent all of them, right? All right, and then what have you accomplished thus far? I know we probably curated more than 25 plus events, but we have curated over 25 plus events. We have hosted over 10 webinars. We have reached people in the UK, Canada, North America, South Africa, and Canada, and the Caribbean. So, knowing that I was able to reach these people, those are analytics that I gathered through my own research, which we will get to that later on in this class. But I know these things, and these are things you should know about your own audience, right? And then what do you bring to the table? I'm the liaison between the brand and their target audience. I'm the piece to the puzzle. I make shit happen. Very simple. If you want to connect with the people at Google, 9 times out of 10, I probably can make that happen. Even if I never met them a day in my life, I'll probably tell you I can make that happen for you. Just because I believe in myself. You get what I'm saying? So I do want us to practice one of the questions with some of the audience members. When I ask, what do you bring to the table, what would you say? Yes, ma'am.
I bring a place of solace and familiarity and family to moms to come together outside of their role as a mother, I guess.
No, don't say I guess. Just say it confidently because we don't know what you represent until you say it. You get what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I want this to be very interactive because you may not know, but this is a way for you to unleash your, your nerves and, you're trying to figure it out. So we're going to all figure it out together. You get what I'm saying? So don't say I guess or I think or maybe. No, this is what you do. You represent mothers and people that are influencers. That's what you do. That's not what you think. That's what you do. You get what I'm saying? So when you tell us what you do, we just going off with your word. You get what I'm saying? So that was a good test. Let's go to the gentleman behind you. Yeah.
So my business is called Precision Optics. With me, I feel like you get somebody that's going to think outside the box. It's not going to give you something that's typical of the norm to picture you would see day to day. So I feel like with me, I would just be what you look for in somebody to channel creativity. So that's me.
Challenge creativity. I like that. The young man behind you.
What was the question again?
What do you bring to the table?
What do I bring to the table? I think for me personally, as a business as well, I think bringing a sense of comfortability and at homeness. I think that you can go a lot of places and get quality, but I think that having that feeling of it's a place that you want to return to, you have a desire to come back and get more and dig in deeper. I think that's a heavy sense of what I try to provide to everybody that I work with in each corner. So.
Okay. And last person, I'm going to let somebody volunteer. Raise your hand. All right. I'm going to let both of y'all go then.
I would say as a content creator, my passion is to try to inspire people to be their best selves through whether that's lifestyle tips, men's grooming, fashion, anything like that. I try to inspire people to be their best selves.
Pass the mic all the way up to my good sis, please.
From a creative perspective with like aesthetic curation and fashion design, like transferring what's felt in the spiritual to the physical.
I like that. Okay. I like that. Straight to the point. All right. Moving on to, I believe, our first lesson, right? Audience. So we're going to go through 5 different phases. The first phase is how to research your analytics and why it's important. Okay? The first thing is this includes website analytics. This includes social media metrics. It includes customer database. And this you're going to have to listen to me because it's not going to be on the screen, y'all. I see y'all looking back and forth. But sales records. And also any other data that pertains to your business, right? So when it comes to your website analytics, like for example, I host both of my websites on Squarespace. I know there's a lot of different other platforms out there, but I personally use Squarespace. I've been using it for years now. And on my website, I'm able to gather information on how much traffic is being generated week after week, if it increased, if it decreased, or whatever it is, and what pages they are like active on. So that's very important. You want to know, okay, are they really active on the shopping page? Are they active on the podcast page? Are they active on the recap page? You just want to know where their focus and their attention is, because that'll help you understand like where you should probably put most of your content so people can engage even more, right? And then social media metrics. You have Instagram, so if you have a personal account on Instagram, you should definitely change it over to a business account, because as a business account, you will be able to utilize all of your features as far as like how many followers you have, what time of day you should post, the hour, the day, the amount of people that are interacting, and also like the most engagement you're getting out of a month. So sometimes I may have like this past month, I think I had like more people engaged with my account than I have followers. I had like 18.5 or something people that engaged with my account, but I only have like 17.5 followers or 17.4, something like that. But that's great because I'm seeing this. I'm able to tell y'all this because I can see it, that I have more people engaged with my account than I have followers. So that's a good thing. You want to be able to see those things. And then you have customer database. So with customer database, there can be something as small as a comment. So somebody can purchase an item and they can come to your page, your website, your Instagram, whatever it might be, or they might just leave a review on the product, and that allows you to have a customer database. So don't like look at it like, oh, this is nothing. Like even with people that reached out to me on social media for this class, that was like, hey, I'm trying to come to the class, or they was like, hey, I need the virtual link. Like right before I came in here, I sent somebody the virtual link. Even though I posted in my story, I wanted to make it easy for them to access. I'm not gonna make them go through my story and try to figure it out again. I'm just gonna send it automatically to them. So just even small things like that, I think people don't take account for. And I get a lot of DMs, but I try to monitor as much as I possibly can and respond to those people, because those people matter. And then you have sales records, right? So I'm like, yesterday I posted, we celebrated 5 years with Dope People Meet. Give it up for us. And so I dropped 2 bucket hats, right? And so with that, I'm able to go back on to Squarespace or whatever site I might utilize, and I can see how many people engaged with the link, how many people was interested in the bucket hat. So, and if I see 0 people interacted, right, that lets me know, go back to the drawing board. Let's see what else they might possibly like. You get what I'm saying? So everything you drop, everybody don't have to like. And you shouldn't never get offended by that, right? So even if it was like 1 click, 2 clicks, 3 clicks, whatever, you know, a lot of people may look at that as small, but at least one person was interested. You get what I'm saying? So you have to be mindful of that. And then also, like I said, any other data that pertains to your business, like everybody's business is different. I heard there's a lot of photographers, videographers. Some people are into marketing. It just depends. So you have to know what works for your business. But the only way for you to know that is to do your own research within your own engagement from social media. If you have a website, whatever that might be, you should definitely take that very serious. I definitely look at my website analytics. I know a lot of people think people don't be on websites. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They be on websites more than social media, almost. So that's a little nugget for you guys. The next thing would be how to research hashtags. So a lot of people think hashtags don't work, but they allow you to identify relevant content and trends. And then secondly, it allows you to explore different perspectives and viewpoints that you may not have even thought of. And thirdly, it helps you find and engage with content related to your interests, right? So let's go back to the first bullet point. It allows you to identify relevant content and trends. So, you know, trends come and go by the day. So with that, you know, it's a lot of trends that I've seen that were out like maybe months ago that I still see are resurfacing now. So just because it was old, that doesn't mean you can't do it right now. And if you do it right now, I just say get creative with it. Like do something, do it. Add like a spin to it or whatever. Even the second bullet point, explore different perspectives and viewpoints. So sometimes I think we are always stuck on like a certain viewpoint or perspective that we have to engage with, or a certain thing we have to do. There's no rules to how you create. And I wish a lot of creators will understand that you don't have to follow behind Kylie Jenner. You don't have to follow up behind whomever, Kirk Studios, Porchia Marie. You can do whatever you want to do. Get very creative with your own perspective, your own viewpoint, your own way of thinking, right? And then the last bullet point, it helps you find and engage with content related to your interests. I feel like a lot of people, I try to do like a cleanup on my socials, because sometimes I'll see somebody's account and I'm like, why is this on my explore page or my timeline? Like, I don't even like this type of content. You know, so even stuff like that, it will let you know, like, you know, what you're interested in and things of that nature, who you should follow, who you should not follow. But I always utilize hashtags if I'm looking for MUA, if I'm looking for a stylist, if I'm looking for a photographer, a videographer, especially in different cities when I'm activating. I will always look at the hashtags. Hashtags really work. I don't know if y'all know that, but it really, really, really work. The next bullet will be how to research tag photos. And a lot of people think you're being nosy, but whatever. It's not being nosy. It's really like with the tag photos, I would say it helps you identify influencers or brand ambassadors that can contribute to your branding and marketing efforts. And then the last bullet point, I would say tag locations that can help with potential locations for projects that you may have coming up. So back to identifying influencers and brand ambassadors, when I see somebody tag somebody, or if I see somebody page that I'm interested in, I will go to the tag photos, because I'm trying to see like who rocks with them, who's commenting, who's engaging. Like, if I can see their likes, I'm just trying to see who's liking it. I'm trying to see what their audience really looks like. So I say definitely utilize the tag photos, because you can identify an ambassador or an influencer you can reach out to, like, hey, I got this brand. I have a magazine. I would love to feature you in it. You know, would you love to be a part? You know, you just never know, because there's so many different creators in the industry that you'll miss somebody, and you don't always want to stick to the same old people over and over again. You want to keep utilizing Kylie. You want to keep utilizing Beyonce. You want to keep utilizing Jay-Z. You get what I'm saying? You want to utilize people across from you, network across from you. And then we also have the locations. Like, a lot of times I find really dope locations. If it's a rooftop, if it's a new studio, if it's a bar for a dope people meet social hour, whatever it might be. But I look at those tag locations, and I think a lot of people don't think about that. But I try to see like what city, state that's in, and I'll save it. And I don't know if you guys even know about this, but this is like off my script. But you know, if you press the save button on Instagram, you can create categories of stuff. I don't know if y'all know that. Y'all might have a whole bunch of saved stuff everywhere. No, you can categorize it to where it's like hair, nails inspo, or feet inspo, wardrobe inspo, whatever. But you guys can utilize those features as well on Instagram. A lot of people are not familiar with it. Honestly, I just found out about that like a couple months ago, and I utilize it very well now. The next point would be research the people that comment under your posts, right? So you would get a better understanding of your audience, number one. Number two, this allows you to have a more personalized response. And number three, this allows you to tailor your content, products, and services to meet your audience needs and expectations. So I always look and see who's commenting under my posts. I'm also even looking at people that are following me, you know, and also I think a lot of people get so caught up on, oh, they didn't follow me back. That's not necessary. Don't worry about that component. But see who is actually following you to see what type of people they're associated with, because I always look at the mutual friends. That's always like a key factor for me personally. And then I go and see like, okay, they commented, so they're clearly engaged. Let me see what type of content or things they're posting on their account. You get what I'm saying? So therefore, they'll let you know if you need to even engage or interact with them. That also helps me determine if I want to follow you back. And just because if some of y'all follow me, and I ain't follow you back, it ain't nothing personal. Okay, it's just a lot of y'all on planet Earth. But so that's what I would say in regards to that. And again, like I said, you get to cater your product or your brand towards your target audience, because you just never know who is interested. It's a lot of people that I found, like even that came to this class that I didn't expect to show up, but y'all showed up, and I'm like, okay, that's pretty dope. Like, you know, I was like, I didn't know that, you know, you even paid attention to me. You know, things of that nature. You never know who's paying attention to you. So I say always utilize those people under your comments. They matter. Also, the last bullet would be research the people that DM you. Even if you cannot get to all of them, research some of them. Number one, this is a part of relationship building. Number two, believe it or not, this is a part of customer service and support. As I told y'all right before I walked in here, literally 2 seconds before I walked in here, somebody DM'd me, was like, can you please send me the virtual link? I posted in my story. I could have been an a-hole and been like, you can go find it in my story. But I'm like, nah, like, let me send it to them. Easy access. They probably ain't got time for that. You know, and the fact that they reached out and had time to reach out to me, I made time for them. So I was like, make sure you build that rapport with customer service in your DMs. And then this also is reputation management as well, because a lot of people look at certain people that's like, oh, they're too busy for me, or they're too this, they're too that, and that's not even true. Sometimes it's just difficult to get to every single person. It's not about feeling higher than or better than. It's just sometimes, you know, it's hard to get to so many DMs out of a day's time. Like, I don't even respond to all my friends all the time. It's just too many people in my DMs. And I'm not saying that I'm like everybody trying to flirt. It's just like it's a lot of people that's inquiring about business or whatever it might be. But also I would say this to you guys too, when you're doing outreach, utilize the email address that's in people's bio if you really want to do business. Because it's very difficult to get to so many DMs. Like if I went through each DM on all 3 or 4 of my Instagram accounts, it's too many to keep up with. So I would say utilize that feature on the account. All right. Now we have content engagement, guys. All right, so now we're back to the interactive part of the class. So it's 4 questions, and I'll refresh your memory as we go by each person. But number 1, when it comes to your brain, you want to ask the question, how do you want people to feel? Number 1. Number 2, how do you want people to react? Number 3, what do you want people to do? Do you want them to click the link? Do you want them to purchase? Do you want them to watch? What do you want them to do? And number 4, what do you want people to remember of you or your brand? So now I want individuals, I'll let you guys raise your hands first to volunteer. But I first want you to be able to tell me, how do you want people to feel when they come to your page or come in contact with your brand? How do you want them to feel? Okay, let's start in the back. Let's stand up. Yeah, we're gonna stand up.
Okay. When people interact with my stuff, I want them to feel cool as fuck. Like, I want them to feel like, oh, I just found some low key, like, cause I try to, like, on my content, I'll share like a lot of playlists, like a lot of music curation. So I want people to show up and be like, wow, like, I gotta send this to somebody else. Like, have you heard this? Have you seen this? Like, I guess I kind of want them to feel excited and like a exclusive person.
And you kind of answered the question, what you want them to do. You want them to share with other people. Now come on, we got 2 more questions.
Okay.
And you kind of answered, how do you want people to react? Mm-hmm. The last question would be, what do you want people to remember of you? In your brand?
In my brand. I want people to remember, honestly, like, how it looks and feels. I feel like I put a lot of time into like graphic design and like looking up design trends. Of course that are relevant now, but also still like pushing it and seeing like how much further we could go. So of course I want them to like interact, share, stuff like that, but I also want them to like be visually stimulated and like want to look more into this style. Like, I didn't even know. So yeah.
I like that. Okay. Someone else raise their hand in the back. Oh yes, right here. I'm gonna bring the mic forward.
I would say, I think because everything I do has a mental health component, that for me, whatever I do creatively, I want people to feel safe. I want them to feel safe when they're engaging in whatever I'm putting out there. I definitely, what was the other one?
How do you want people to react?
I want them to react honestly. Like, if they feel as though the service or the product that I'm putting out there isn't beneficial to them as an individual, that I want them to react honestly to what that feels like, which comes from them needing to feel safe first.
Right.
And I guess I would want them to share the information. So everything with me is about knowledge. Like, can I learn from this experience? So I want them to share whatever they're learning from me with other people. Mm-hmm. And I want them to remember that in everything that I do, I'm always unapologetic and I'm always transparent and I'm always just my full aware self within that moment. So yeah, that's mine right there.
I like that. Thank you. Denise, you want to go? Okay, and then we have you next.
Okay, so when people interact with my brand, I want them to feel empowered and excited. Joyful is the word. I want them to feel joyful because I feel like a lot of times you scroll on social media, you may see things that, and I mean, to be honest, that make you like people envious or jealous or like, dang, I wish I had this, I wish I had that. Mm-hmm. But when people interact with my stuff, I want them to be like, okay, I'm excited for what I have. I'm proud of what I have. So I guess that kind of goes into the reaction. I want them to feel empowered. I want them to either feel empowered or supportive. Because I know, like, if I'm scrolling on Instagram and I see something I like, I know I'm supportive. I'm like, oh, okay, girl. Like, I might say that out loud even though I'm in my phone. So I kind of want people to have that same reaction with me. What I want them to do, I want them to share. I want them to share, and I also want them to be so empowered that they go do something themselves. Like, kind of when you read those quotes that make you get out your bed, they like, you scrolling, you supposed to be getting up, like stuff like that. I want you to feel like, she doing something, let me get up and do something. And remember, I want them to remember that I am a young lady that's doing something different. Like, I got that South Side about me for sure, like always, but I'm not out here selling what everybody else selling or riding on narrative. Like, I'm very much authentic to me.
Yeah, so I love that. Thank you, Denise. Young lady in the back.
Okay, Okay, so for the first one, I want people to feel inspired when they see my work. I honestly do like pretty much everything from like fitness, modeling to editorial to glam, and I am consistently always doing something different. So I want people to feel inspired, whether if it's them looking at like my workout videos and like, oh, okay, like you just inspired me to go to the gym today, or any of like my photography or runway or anything, like, oh, okay, like you just inspired me to go try something new with my makeup artist or hairstylist or anything like that. Let's see, react. I want people to react any type of way they want to react. I don't really want them to have like a certain like, oh, you should like this post and give me, you know, like hard eyes and whatever. If you're like, hey, you know, like if you want to question like, hey, why did you decide to have, I don't know, red hair or all black shoe, or why did you decide to start posting workout videos? Like question what I'm doing. You know, I want you to be inspired, but people can't just feel inspired, be like, okay, I'm gonna do that. Yes, like people always have questions, people always have concerns, people also struggle, you know, so I want them to be able to feel freely to, you know, react and also connect back with me as well.
Okay.
Oh, I guess that kind of answers
Yeah,
what
that
they
kind of
want them
answered
to do?
yeah.
Okay, cool. And then I want them to remember that I am extremely versatile with everything I do, and that I am 100% someone that you want to book for a photo shoot, for runway, if you want to do UGC content as well. Like, I am your girl. I just want people to remember me as that. I absolutely love creating content. I love doing what I do. I don't just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go put on makeup today because I want to. Like, no, like somewhere out there, some little girl or maybe some older woman or a guy, whoever, you know, is looking at my post saying, you know what, like she inspires me. Even though she has, you know, not 1 million followers, like I'm still inspiring someone. So, yeah.
Love that. Anybody else want to go? Yes.
I want people to feel calm, peaceful, relaxed, and empowered. I want them to react like they want to go and tell other mom friends about the experience. I want them to be able to network, socialize, and create a sisterhood. And I want them to remember that this is a safe space and a judgment-free zone, and they are surrounded by other women just like them.
Oh, I love that. Anybody else want to go? Willie, Millions. Passing the mic, please. I'm put like 2 more people on the spot, so just get prepared.
It's all good. The 3 questions. How do you want people to feel when they interact with your brand? I want them to feel collaborative. I want them to feel educated. I want them to feel like they want to get involved. I want them to feel like they respect the culture that we're creating with the next generation. What I want them to do? I want them to do like the pastors say, dig down in your pocketbook and give to the cause. I want them to be so inspired by what we're doing with the next generation, how we're educating them and inspiring them and giving them direction, that they want to get involved. Whether that's donating their time or coming to the podcast as a guest, or $10, $100, $1,000, $500,000 given to the cause. And what's the last question?
What do you want people to remember of you and the brand?
This brother care. He care about culture, he care about creativity, and he care about the community. That's it.
Thank you, Willie Millions.
Who's next?
Anybody else would like to go before I pick on you? Okay, right here in the front. I'm gonna do one more person, so.
Okay, how do I want people to feel when they see my stuff on my brand? I want them to feel fearless, feel confident, that they could do that too, you feel me? Like, it's not that complicated, it's not that deep. Like, go out and do what you want to do. How do I want people to react? I want them to react organically. I want them to be inspired, like I said. They might not want to do the same exact thing that they see, but they might want to take a piece out of that and go do something else and put it in something else or plug it in somewhere else. Just do something with it. And what do I want people to remember about the brand? I want people to remember about the brand that the brand is here for you. I'm here for you. You feel me? Like, it's not like how do I say it? Like, the people that I've shot with, people that I work with, it's not just about business. You feel me? Like, we might go out after a shoot and just sit down and talk. You feel me? I'm not calculating by the hours, the time that I spend with you. So I'm here for you. My brand is here for you. Like, we just here for you. So what's up?
Thank you. One more person? Anybody? Before I call on somebody? Sis looking at me. Yes, she is. Brandon, can you give her the mic, please? Thank you. It's okay. We're going to help you.
Okay, yeah, these some deep questions. Okay.
Stand up, sis.
Okay.
How do you want people to feel?
So for my brand, I want people to feel inspired. I want people to think about their legacy and what their purpose is. I really feel like it's really big about purpose for me, because like I've had like my background is so diverse and everything. So I feel like purpose and really living out the gap is very important. How I want them to react. I want them to just like heart drop type stuff. I like that type of experience, like something you just never had before. What I want people to do, I want people to tap in, because I feel like everybody's just so dope in their own way. We all like unique, so I want people to like really tap into their own like best self and to do and remember.
And what do you want people to remember of you?
Okay, remember. What I want them to remember. I want them to remember how it's kind of like culture shifting, that type of thing.
Okay. Thank you guys for participating. Give it up for them. This is a very safe space, and I know it's very uncomfortable, but I want you guys to be more comfortable speaking of your brand. I'm going to answer the questions. I have no answers written down, so I'm going to answer the questions, and let's see how I do. How do I want people to feel? I want people to feel very creative. How do I want people to react? I want them to do whatever they want to do. So again, like I said earlier, you know, there's no rules to this game. Anything that I wanted to do, I literally created a pitch deck. I also created one sheet, and I wrote down exactly what I wanted to do, every single person I wanted to be a part. And guess what? Every single time, every single person was a part. So I always tell people, I want you to do whatever you want to do. That's how I want you guys to react to your own brand, not just my brand. What do I want people to do? I want people to be in their creative space. I want them to feel free. I want you to feel unique. I want you to feel like you own whatever space you're in. You know, a lot of people are trying to like compare themselves or compete with other people on social media or in their same bracket in whatever creative space that might be. But for me, like, people ask me like, who do you look up to? And to be honest, I really don't look up to nobody like that. And the reason why I say that is because I'm always competing with myself. So whatever I did last, I'm trying to do better than my last project. I'm not trying to be better than Karen Civil or trying to be better than Beyonce. Like, I'm not competing with them. I'm competing with myself. So whatever Porchia Marie did last, that's what Porchia Marie is trying to do better the next time. You know what I mean? So I feel like this was maybe a couple of years ago, and I'm gonna kind of break away from the question a little bit, but it's important. Me and my me and my best friend, we did a fast. We did a 25-day fast from December 1st till Christmas Eve, and it was off of social media. And a part of me was doing it for myself, but part of me was doing it for her too, because I saw how she was engaging with social media and comparing herself with other women, other things. And she's a beautiful girl. She has a beautiful voice. She's super dope. But a lot of people can't see that for themselves. So I helped her get through a phase when I was trying to go through my own, but I was trying to help my friend, you know, and it allowed me to just be in a space by myself and help her understand you're not competing with that girl. You're competing with yourself. Little do you know. And so I'm trying to help her be a better person. I'm also trying to help myself be a better person at the same time. But I always tell people, compete with yourself. Don't compete with anybody else. Like, for what? And that's why I tell people, a lot of people try to do stuff for the gram. For what? I don't care if you got a $100,000 car you driving around in. I don't care. That ain't my bill. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. I don't care if you go to a fancy restaurant after you leave here. I don't care. And if I go post it, it's because I felt like posting it and I felt like letting y'all know. But it's not because I feel like y'all had to know. You feel what I'm saying? So I just want people to get more in tune with yourself and not worry about others around you and feel like you got to compete with this person. Or I've been in the game for 8 years. They only been in it for 5 years and they got this opportunity. So what? So what? You know, so what? What I want people to remember of me, I want people to remember that I'm creative AF. I don't know if I can curse. Can I curse? No? Probably not. Can I curse? Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to keep the AF just because my mom watching. But I will say, I want people to remember that I'm very creative. I'm in my own space. I have my own niche. Dope People Meet is my baby. That's my thing. And I want people to understand what I built from the ground up. You know, I'm not from Atlanta. I've been here only 8 years. I'm from West Memphis, Arkansas. And, you know, a small girl from a small town, you know, coming to Atlanta just off a dollar in a dream, literally only $500, no where to live, no job, no nothing, but I believed in myself that much to where I want people to remember whatever I built from the ground up. And the one thing I will leave y'all with before we go to the next segment is, before I left West Memphis, long story short, I'm gonna give y'all a quick synopsis of my story getting to Atlanta. I had a homeboy that lived here, and I hadn't talked to him in a long time, and I graduated college early. And he was like, yo, what you're trying to do since you graduated early? I said, I'm trying to get into sports reporting, analysis, all of that. Mind you, if you know me, you know I'm not doing that right now, but we're going to get there. So I was like, that's what I'm trying to do. He spoke to me like an hour, trying to teach me how to network and build my brand. Fast forward, I came to Atlanta for a week. I was supposed to be here only 3 days. That week changed my entire life. He took me to networking events. I went and explored the city on my own. And then I woke up at home that Monday morning, and my first thought when I woke up was like, you don't belong here. And then my first mom was like, try Atlanta. If Atlanta don't work, try Texas. I was supposed to move. That was summer 2018. I was supposed to move May 2019 around my birthday. I moved like 3-4 weeks later with only $500, nowhere to live. No, I lied to my mom and my grandmother that I had it together, and I didn't. But I believed in myself. I had to map out if I was going to be homeless. I was going to get a membership at Planet Fitness. I was going to go shower, work out, whatever, bathe, whatever, every day. I go get my windows tinted, and I sleep in the parking lot of a hotel. That was where my mental was at. Mind you, my mama and them not knowing that. But that's where my mental was at, and that's why I believed in myself. I believed in myself that much where I got all the way here. So before I left, though, I was supposed to create this vision board, right? And it's still at home, and it's black. But in gold, I wrote the PM. That was it. That's the only thing. If I go take a picture of that board, all y'all will see is the PM. That's the only thing I got on there. I never finished the board. But literally every single thing I built since I've been here has been off my name, Porchia Marie. So I built the PM Effect, which was a sports entertainment outlet. I started the PM Firm, which is the boutique entertainment marketing company. Dope People Meet, DPM, which my grandmother's name is Dorothy, for those that, you know. My grandmother passed 2019. I'm not gonna cry nothing. But her name is Dorothy Marie. My name is Porchia Marie. So Dorothy and Porchia Marie from DPM. You get what I'm saying? So I built literally every single thing that I own, every single thing that I built from my name. So what I want you to remember is my name. So if you ask me what I want you to remember, my name and everything I built from the ground up. So yeah, that's my little story, y'all. All right, so the next segment, guys, is bio structure, right? And this is going to require you guys to pull out your phones and get interactive again, right? So how to develop your own bio structure. Now, I will say, is there a right or wrong way? Yes, but also no, right? Everybody has different things they are good at. I don't think they have. Do y'all have y'all don't have my bio on here, do you? The screenshot of mine? It's okay. So pull out your phones. We're going to go to my page, right? You don't have to follow me. Don't feel obligated. I just want to show you the bio. So if you go to my page, it's Porchia Marie. So that's Porchia Marie. Let me know when y'all there. Say, we there. Okay, bet. So I did have to recently minimize my bio because of my new workspace. But you see, as soon as you come to my page, you can easily see exactly what I do, right? We have entrepreneur, which is, and then we have executive producer. So I feel like, outside of everything I do, besides like events or if it's contents, marketing, whatever it might be, I'm producing that. So I consider myself an executive producer. I let you know what my brands are, who I represent. The PM firm and Dope People Meet. You can easily tap in to figure out what that is and what we do. And then we have the Atlanta marketing manager at Foot Locker. So that's the reason why my bio kind of got shorter, because underneath that, I had to put all views are my own, not of my employer, which is a protective measure, and if you're in corporate space, you'll probably understand that. But just understanding whatever I post on my page ain't got nothing to do with Foot Locker. Everything I do got everything to do with what Portia want to do, what Porchia Marie represents, and what she does. It has nothing to do with Foot Locker. Don't be trying to go sue Foot Locker because I posted a picture of my bikini, even though I don't really post stuff like that for real. But still, if I decide to tomorrow, mind your business. Don't be going to Foot Locker trying to report it. But easily, when you come to my page, you can identify exactly what I do. If you click the link in my bio that says the Linktree / Porchia Marie, now you have access to other components of me, right? You have access to the night school. That's the first link. So if you guys wanted to be a part of it and you saw me promoting it, you can easily go in here and sign up for the class. Next, we have Dope People Meet Creatively. Some of you may not be familiar. It's a new space that, we are entering into with Dope People Meet. So you can click on there and you can join us, right? Then we have Dope People Meet Podcast. So those that are not familiar, as you can see, I wasn't able to put that in my bio because I ran out of space. But if you come to my link, you can easily access the Dope People Meet Podcast and go look at our past episodes. And then, of course, you see everything else that is under there, webinars, both companies. You can go to the websites and things of that nature. When I did the Nike HBCU Yard Runners campaign and other ventures, right? But if you went to my page and you was not able to easily identify what I do, raise your hand. Okay. Let's go to your page. What's your page? Tell everybody.
The Healing Walls Project is the company.
The Healing.
And it's just Healing Walls Project.
Okay, HEAL.
ING. Walls, WALLS Project.
Okay. Let me know when y'all there. Say I'm there.
I'm there.
All right. Read her bio. No, it's okay. It's okay. We're going to learn.
The Healing Walls Project, HW connects to BIPOC communities to create public art by bringing resources, guidance, and healing to BIPOC artists.
Were you able to understand what she contributes to the community? Yes or no?
Yeah.
See? And see, what she did, it was a little different from mine, right? And so I'm glad we did use you as an example. She just gave you a sentence of what she represents, what she do, and how she can help you, right? So everything doesn't have to be emojis, little phrase, emoji, little phrase. It can literally be just this, and it's a sentence, and we know exactly why we're coming to our page and what services she can provide to us, right? All right, let's go to Malcolm's page. What's your IG?
My page is Malc Media, so MALC, and then media with 2 A's.
Let me know when y'all there. Say I'm there. All right. Can you read his bio for me, please?
I'm not there.
It's okay. We're going to wait on you. Yep. MALC MEDIAA.
Brandon?
Yep.
Okay. Shooting for the Stars. I help entrepreneurs and business owners tell their story. Please send all inquiries to malcmedia@gmail.com.
Were you able to understand what services he provide from his bio? Perfect. And see what he did for you guys, he actually did a 2-in-1. He gave y'all his email in his bio, and he gave you the email link. So don't disrespect that man and DM him, okay? That man said, please send all inquiries to malcmedia@gmail.com. But some people do that because we know a lot of people don't read, you know, they don't see the link. So, but that was a double. We're going to do one more. Let's go to Rachel's. Let's go to Rachel's page. What's your page, Rachel?
Rach.Harris_.
Rach. Okay, let me know when y'all there. Say I'm there.
I'm there.
Denisian, tell us where her bio is.
Rachel H., fashion model, Atlanta, Georgia, location emoji. Glam, editorial, runway, commercial, fitness, influencer, all booking, inquiries, email, text, or DM.
Okay, were you able to understand everything we can hire Rachel for?
Yes.
All right. So these were some good ones because they were like very direct, right? Now, Rachel, what I would say, don't get them all them options. Email, text, or DM, that's too much. Like you can't, like how can you keep up with all that? I can't even keep up with all my DMs. Let alone a DM, an email, and a text. No, don't hit me up that many times. It's like, don't. You know what I mean? So I would minimize it, right? I will tell them one or the other. Or minimize it to two, you know? And then make sure like in your contact is there. So you have text and email, just keep it those two. Don't let them DM you. If they really want to do business with you and they want to take it very serious, they will text you or they will email you. That's in your contact information, right? So these are like good examples of a bio structure. Again, as you saw, mine was like emoji and a phrase. These people had like sentences or whatever, or she had brackets broken up to everything she specialized in, right? And then they told you exactly how to get in contact with them. So you just want to make sure like your bios is structured to a point to where people can quickly identify what it is that you do. And then secondly, how they can get in contact with you. All right. We are going to move right along to marketing apps. All right. So I'm going to tell y'all the apps, and then we're going to go through each one of them and why I think they're important or the reason why I use them. So we have MailChimp, and that's MailChimp. We have Discord. We have InShot, INSHOT. We have Stories with a Z. So that's Story, STORYZ. And then we have Canva, my bread and butter, CANVA. All right, so MailChimp, you know what's funny? I think Willie Millions is one of the people told me about MailChimp when I first got to Atlanta. And it was so complicated for me. He was like, yeah, work out email. I'm like, I don't even know what this is. I was so confused. I was lost. But I moved here in 2014. I learned that from him 2014 years ago. And I still utilize that same service to this day. So I'm telling you how impactful it is. So MailChimp is important because it's my favorite email marketing and automation platform. So if you guys are part of the Creative League or Dope People Meet in any capacity, you may receive an email from me about this night class outside of Camp Kirk Studios. You probably saw when I posted about the class. Then you probably got an email today when I sent you the virtual link. But that's very important. There's like 4,000 plus emails that I have accumulated over time. So if you guys do projects or events or whatever it might be, get the information. Like I know people like, I don't want people to have to go through all of that. Yes, you do. Because you want their information. If it's their phone numbers, their email, whatever it is, you can always reach back out to them to support whatever you got working on, whatever you're working on, or any product or service that you want them to purchase, right? Also with MailChimp, it's my email campaign management. It provides professional and interactive marketing templates, right? So you can get it creative. You can put a meme on there. You can put whatever. You can put links or whatever. You want people to purchase a link or download something, whatever it might be, but they can easily access every single thing from that one email, right? It also helps you manage your subscribers and categorize your audience based on demographics, interests, and purchase history, right? So from each event, like if I did a music event, I know all these people are music lovers. If I do an event with videographers or photographers, I know they're interested in film and production or whatever it might be. So you can literally categorize every single person, and you can go to like, okay, when I did a OMBPZ or whomever or Atlantic Records event, I can literally go to that same exact tab and hit every single person that went to the event, right? Also, it helps gain insights on conversion rates, managing how many people open the email. So like I know if it was 100 people that opened the email, if it was 15 people that opened the email, I at least know who engaged with that email thread. So that's very important, and that's the reason why I like MailChimp, because I can literally see all my numbers. I can see exactly how many people opened, how many people did not open, how many people it actually went to, whatever it might be, but you can utilize all of those features on MailChimp. With Discord, it offers features such as voice calls, video calls, text chat, and screen sharing. So it's good for team projects and team communication. So with me building out Dope People Meet Creative Lead, I can easily access every single member that's a part of the creative lead. So we're sending them motivational quotes every morning, or we want to interact with them. Right now, if I wanted to go live with them, like, hey, tap into the class, we can do that. So Discord is good for very much so team building and then community engagement in real time. Then we have InShot. So now we're at the editing component of things, right? So it's a mobile video and photo editing app with different features and tools for editing and enhancing your visual content. So most reels that you may have seen on my page, I probably did in InShot. It's easy, edit, crop, drag, whatever it might be. It's just easy for me to edit on there. I don't edit on Instagram because to me, Instagram is difficult. And so I just easily go InShot and I take my content and take it back to Instagram. Again, you're also able to alter those dimensions and ratios for each platform. So if it's TikTok, if it's Instagram, if it's Twitter, whatever you're posting on, you can literally alter it to those different ratios and dimensions for whatever platform. So that's why I like InShot. Then we have stories with the Z. You create visual stories from still images, right? So you can make your pictures come to life and move. So if this was a still image, if it was my hand, I can make my hand move on Stories Z, right? So that's another cool platform. I think it costs a little penny. But if you want to do things like that, that's the platform you can go to, right? Then we have Canva. Canva is my secret weapon, okay? And y'all will find great use of Canva. Bless you. It gives you a versatile range of different templates from presentations to social media graphics to flyers and more. And you can access it anywhere. I can literally go to Canva, create a flyer right now from my phone and post it on Instagram. I can create it from my iPad. I can create it from my laptop. It's super accessible, and that's why I love Canva. And it's great for collaboration and teamwork efforts. So like, say if you guys were a team, you can share the template you're working on with every single person on the team, and y'all can all go in and edit or get whatever content you need off of there. Some people can just view you. Everybody don't have to have the edit feature. But Canva is great. If y'all go on Canva, matter of fact, I want y'all to go to Canva right now. Go to canva.com, canva.com. This is how I started to learn how to build my presentation decks. And now, because I'm a creative, I'll take a deck and I'll twist it. And I add my own creativity to it. So it would never look like a Canva template because I don't create it strictly from Canva. But I start getting creative, and it allows you to do that. It allows you to be creative. So let's go to canva.com. I don't know if it gives y'all access if you don't have an account. Tell me if it don't. If it don't, then you're going to have to go. It does? It give you access? Okay, so y'all have to have an account. I have an account so I can see stuff. But I'll just say go play around with Canva tonight. If you're looking, because let me say this. One thing I learned over the years is that I don't like waiting on people, and I don't need you holding up nothing when it comes to $1 that comes to me and my business, right? So if I need a flyer created, Portia will go create a flyer on Canva. If I need a social media graphic created, I'll go create it on Canva. Whatever it is, like I said, presentation deck, whatever, I created on Canva. You can do literally anything on Canva. Anybody else is familiar with Canva? Raise your hand. Oh, y'all know about Canva. That's the big dog, right? Yeah. Okay, period. Okay, Canva, we need a little change for the little advertisement. But yeah, so those are the different features that I use, the different apps that I think are great for my business purposes, and hopefully you guys will find use to that. And then we also have a case study, I believe. Yep. Oh, okay. So they're gonna eat first and then come back to the presentation. Do y'all want to eat or y'all want to finish the presentation? What y'all want to do? What do y'all want to do? Y'all that hungry? Are y'all that hungry? Y'all want to finish? Oh, they deep in. They deep in, Prime. They deep in. They deep in. They gonna eat. Okay, the piece I swear is gonna be hot. If not, we got a microwave and maybe an oven. I don't know. All right, guys. So really, truthfully, this is a deck that I created maybe 3-4 years ago. Maybe 4 years ago, right? So my decks even look better than this. But I'm just showing you what I utilized 4 years ago that allowed me to get a sponsorship. And this is not even my best work, okay? So this is Dope People Meet, the streaming economy powered by Google. So before we go to the next slide, let me give you a quick backstory. So I saw Google they had built their building out here in Atlanta a couple of years ago. This girl I knew of at the time, she had an event with Google. So to be real, me being very transparent, I didn't go to the event to support her. I went to the event to meet the guy from Google. So this is what I'm trying to tell y'all, but this is things you have to do. I went to go meet the guy from Google. I wasn't interested that much in the event, just being real. So I went to the event. At the very end, I waited till I get him by himself, and I spoke to him. And I told him about Dope People Me and the brand. I was like, we're going to work together. And I was like, let's schedule a meeting. He was about to walk up. I said, no, like, are you ready? Are you available Tuesday, Wednesday, next week at 2 o'clock? I was that very direct. I was very much so very direct. Okay, and he was like, dang. And I was like, yeah, I know. I was like, I'm serious. I want you to understand I'm very serious about this. And guess what? We scheduled a meeting right there at that moment. And you can't be afraid of that. Like some people like, I don't want to offend them so what? They're going to tell you no or they're going to tell you yes. It's one or the other. Like, don't be afraid of the no. But I wasn't scared of the no, so I was like, hey, no, like, can I get on calendar? I went, I think it was like a Wednesday or Thursday. I think I went to back-to-back meetings with him on Wednesday, and I had to come back on a Thursday. And from that, we started activations, because this is the one I actually did in New York. But before we got to New York, we did 3 events in Atlanta. And so the first one I wanted to focus on, so one thing about me, I like focusing on the underdogs. I feel like the DJs, I feel like a lot of times, and I work in these spaces with these artists and stuff, a lot of people disrespect the DJs, for example, and I try to show love to DJs. A lot of people don't pay attention to the photographer or the videographer. Nobody would know about your event without the photographer or videographer, let's be real. You know what I mean? Nothing happened unless that photographer or videographer was there. So these are like the underdogs that people don't think about or forget about. So I wanted to cater 2 events towards them. So the first one was the attention economy. So before the streaming economy, it was the attention economy. The first one was with photographers. The second one was with videographers. And then after I did those successfully, I was like, the lady from New York just happened to be in there when I had a meeting with him one day. And then she was like, I love this. She was like, let's bring it to New York. I was like, when? I was like, we can do it next month. So this happened in November. I met her in September. No, October, November. October. I met her in October. We did it the very next month. And I was like, I'm serious. And I literally shipped stuff. I did whatever I had to do to get this event done in New York. Didn't know what it would look like. I never been to, at that point, I don't know if I had been to New York, but not as an adult. And so, and I didn't tap into my resources or anything at this time, mind you. But now we are here going to do an event with Google in New York. But this is all of me being bold and fearless and approaching him at this event that I did not have that much interest in. I just wanted to meet the man. Okay? All right, so let's go to the next slide. What does Dope People Meet? Goes back to the first question I asked y'all in the beginning. What is your brand? I was quickly able to identify every single thing about us. These numbers are not capped. All these numbers I have screenshots somewhere. So if you want to fact check, I can send it after the conversation. But 44,000 people attending, over 400,000 impressions. Those are real numbers. And that's from all events that I gathered over time up to this point. So it wasn't from one event. This was information and analytics gathered over time, right? All right, the next slide. So we have Dope People Meet, the attention economy. So this goes back to the events that I've done previously. So it's identifying, this is the one with the videographers, and that one is the one with the photographers, if I'm not mistaken. And then here is the streaming economy of every single person that I want to involve from each DSP, right? So we had, can't see. So we have Jamil Hunter, he's at Spinrilla. We have Albert Cook, he was at SoundCloud. Naya Scott at Empire, J1 at Pandora, Philip Stein. So I'm gonna show you how all of those people at the top I knew. Philip at StreamCut, I just met him. All I did was send an email. He said yes. Jason Johnson, Audio Mac, I knew him, but I think I ended up sending the email too for my initial conversation. He said yes. Dave Mahedo, that's one of my mentors from United Masters. Of course, he said yes. And then Bang, I met him from another event that I did for another client. And I reached out to him, was like, hey, I'm doing this event in New York. All of these people, majority, half of them live in Atlanta. Only one, Albert lived in New York at the time. Jason lived in New York. Dave, I think, lived in New York. Bang lives somewhere in Florida, I think. But all those other people lived in Atlanta. And guess what? Every single last one of them booked a flight, and I didn't pay them to come out. They all came off the strength of me just sending an email. So a lot of people think like, oh, I gotta have this amount of money to do this. No, you don't. I did this event off the strength of my relationship and hoping that they just say yes. And all these people flew and they did not ask for a dime back. They didn't say, are you gonna pay for my flight? Is Google doing it? They didn't ask for nothing. So this goes to show just a simple outreach and just believing in yourself. You just never know who you can get in the space, right? And then all these different creators was able to meet these people. We can go to the next slide. So the streaming economy, it was basically identifying exactly what we were doing. So I'll read it to you guys for those that can't see it in the back. It says, though people meet the streaming economy powered by Google will be an official A3C event held at the Google campus in Midtown Atlanta. During this highly anticipated workshop, you will be introduced to the economy of streaming and high profile. So before we did this in New York, let me say this too. We did it in Atlanta for A3C, and then we took it to New York. So that was the third event that I did. And then we took it, the fourth event was in New York. So during this highly anticipated workshop, you will be introduced to the economy of streaming with high-profile executives in the industry. Our panel features Spinrilla, SoundCloud, Empire, Pandora, StreamCut, Audio Mag, United Masters, and B.P.M. Supreme. The speakers will begin with an intimate rotating panel, which attendees will be given an opportunity to participate in a Q&A session with each speaker in small groups of 10 to 15. Following the following the rotating Q&A, the presenters will join the entire room for a 30-minute panel discussion with our moderator, Dree Taylor. So this was literally what we did in Atlanta, and I just remixed it and took it to New York. Next slide. So now here are the numbers, right? So this is me giving them every single number from, as you can see, I was telling you, like with MailChimp, you can split it up into different genres of people's interests, right? So we have artists, we have a producer, songwriter, manager, an A&R, engineer, music marketer, entertainment lawyer. So all of these are different numbers that I gathered from my analytics from MailChimp alone, okay? And then we have the gender you identify with. I also was able to identify people's gender. So now it's telling me 55% that were engaged were male. The other 43.9% were female, right? Do you use any analytics platform website to track your website views or streams? Those are the people telling me if they do or they don't. This is y'all that were answering these questions, right? Google understands the needs of the community. These are analytics I gathered from their end. And also you can ask companies for the analytics. Like even if you partner with somebody, for example, and say they capturing the emails, right? You can ask them, hey, do you mind sending over that email thread of everybody that participated or attended? You can ask for that. Don't feel like weird about asking for information. I intend to use Google in the next year to help my business grow. So these are analytics we use from the previous events that I did with Google, and this is what they responded from the attention economy. When I told you we did the photographers and videographers, these are those analytics, and then of course it goes on. You can go to the next slide. So these are also the different recaps, right? So now I'm showing them different recaps from different phases. Like I'm literally showing them almost every other month of us doing something, or we actually activated every single month. When I started Dope People Meet, June 26, 2018, we activated every single month up until the pandemic. And then that's when we started the podcast and everything. But you can literally go back and they can recap every single thing we've done, and it's different types of experiences, so they can know, like, okay, we don't only just do one thing. Like, we connect with different artists. This was something with like visual artists and also the music industry. Also, there was Rare Sound, K Camps, and them. So even with that, so let me give you a little quick backstory with that. With K Camp, I actually went to college with his sister. But when we was in college, we didn't know K Camp was her brother. She never spoke about it, whatever. Me and her just genuinely friends, right? I get to Atlanta. She's like, K Camp is my brother. And I'm like, okay, that's crazy, right? So now she's putting me in a space because she see me moving around. She's like, I'm going to introduce y'all. So fast forward, he starts seeing me after she introduced us. He starts seeing me at these different events that he was at. He's like, yo, what do you do? And I told him, right? So then he hit me and was like, okay, I invited him to my artist release party or whatever. He actually showed up. And he was like, I want you to start curating events for us. The first project was this one with Spinrilla. I just flew back in Atlanta Monday. It was a Monday evening. It was like 6 o'clock. They was like, we have a meeting at 6 o'clock. They was like, yeah, we want to do an event on Thursday. And I was like, in like 48 hours, 72 hours, everything's closed. So like, you only give me 2 hours to do stuff, right? This was my first 48, 72 hour campaign. And we did a fan experience. And we had over 400 plus RSVPs in less than 24 hours. And from this event, that's when I knew I could do anything, because I had no clue what I was really doing. This is when I just started. Mind you, I did my my second event, and then K-Camp came to my second event. The third event, I believe, was his event. And this is me doing something within a 48, 72 hour time span. So that's when I was like, and I didn't get scared. I was like, okay, what the hell? But when they was talking to me in that meeting, I was on my phone. I was like, hold on one second now. I was like, you're available, the chef? I was like, DJ, you available? I'm just hitting people up. I didn't even know what the budget was at the time. I'm just hitting them up like, you gonna pull up? And that's how that worked. But then all of these are from when I did Atlantic Records. All of these people that I connected with, or these different recaps, is from people I connected with in different spaces, right? With Atlantic Records, one of my good friends at the time, they were working there. And I was just like, hey, Atlantic Records is new to the city. Can I do something with Dope People Meet? And I put together a pitch deck, and I was like, yo, A3C is coming. We can do a panel. We can do performances. And it took a minute for them to respond and for them to okay it. But eventually, I was able to tie Dope People Meet name with Atlantic Records. And that was just me going off the whim and just asking, like, yo, if I put this event together. And I put together the pitch deck and sent it over and just was hoping for a yes. But this is me utilizing my connections and just hoping for a yes. It was commission week. That was with DJ Holiday and all these guys. Edgewood Takeover. I want y'all to go back and watch it. We ain't going to watch it right now. But with this is what I was talking about, being creative and just thinking outside the box and just being fearless. So with this was the artist I was managing at the time. His name was I Swear Cartier. And he wanted to do a rollout. He wanted to do this rollout for his project. And it was called Stupid Crazy. And I was like, let's do a parade on Edgewood. Mind you, I'm not from Atlanta. I know the police. I had no police connect or whatever. And that was just like, hey, you going to get like, a release form, or you going to, get some approval from the police? I was like, no, I'm not. I was like, we're just going to go out there and do it. And I was like, the police approach, don't nobody talk to the police. Let them talk to me, and if you're scared, don't come. And that was exactly how I said it. And my team was like, Portia, you're crazy. And I was like, I know, but we're going to do it. And so what's crazy is, with this event, I scheduled, mind you, I did this within like 5 days or something like that. The dancers, one is like a girl called my little sister. The other 3 people, I just knew they danced, and I was like, yo, you pull up. I taught myself the choreography. I shot myself. I did a video, sent it to them in the group chat. So that was the dancers. The band I found through hashtags on Instagram, which I was telling y'all about. The U-Haul that we had the float for, they actually messed up our whole reservation. The parade started started 6. We didn't get the U-Haul until 3 p.m. So now we're trying to rush and do everything. We have to have a generator for the DJ on the back of the thing. Y'all got to go and watch this. Y'all really got to go and watch this. It was nuts. Actually, try to click on it and see if it works. Let's just see. Because I want them to see this. And even though it wasn't a huge parade, y'all, we did that. And it was just off the strength of me. And it's my friends. I told my friends to pull up. These these are interns and friends. And people start coming out their buildings. He joined us. He was off the street, but that was our dog. My choreography. Something I just came up with. DJ Millhouse. So that's the moment, right? And that was just literally in like 5 days of me quickly thinking, no like documents, no release forms. I'm just like, let's thug it. And what was so crazy, right before we started, the police rolled by us and they was like, Portia, we still gonna do it? I was like, yeah. We're gonna still do it until they stop us. And guess what? Police minded his business and we minded ours too. You know, so I'm just telling y'all, like, just be creative and do whatever you want to do. But these are things that I wanted to do. And my artist, he didn't say he wanted to do a parade. I was like, let's do a parade. Like, that wasn't his idea. That was something I wanted to do. And we just did it, you know? So this is, like, going back to, like, being fearless and things of that nature. Let's go to the next slide. But, you see, people can see all these different things we've done. Then I'm identifying my audience. So I'm letting them know who will be in the building. Trendsetters, entrepreneurs, music enthusiasts, musicians, food experts, and creative leaders. And these are all pictures from previous events that we did. Next slide. Feedback. So this goes back to when I was telling you, people that comment, screenshot every single thing. I don't care if it was like, this was a nice event, and that's all they said, screenshot it. Every single thing a person says, you should screenshot it and document it and create a folder within your phone or whatever. But literally, it's telling you exactly what they said. Hey, thank you so much for inviting me to that event yesterday. Made some new friends and new connects. You really made me feel super welcome here, and I really cannot thank you enough. All love, keep progressing the culture with dope events. By the way, great event. One of the most insightful industry events that I've been to. I'm glad I came through. Thanks. Such a great and informative panel. Just as something as simple as that is just data analytics and things that you can capture to let people know people were engaged, people were in tune, people really enjoyed my event. The next slide, special guests. So this was like for this event that I did with Atlantic Records. These are people that I invited based off of my connections, relationships. Sorry, Genius, Childish Major, B. Simone, Bobby Critical, K Camp, Robin Hood Trey, Cap G, Austin Away, LA, and Ro Louise. So, like, all these different people was based off either a personal connection I had or a previous event I did, and I just did outreach to people that I knew them. And then the next slide. Sponsorship packages. So, like, so you started small and then you build up, right? So, bronze level, $1,500. So logo placement on a step and repeat. So I'm gonna kind of go through some of these because I know everybody don't know what a step and repeat is or what these things are. So a step and repeat is simply if it was a banner when you go to an event and you stand in front of it and take a picture. You may or may not know that, but that's giving you the visual of what a step and repeat is. Social media mentions. People want to be recognized on social media. Recognition by the event host. So if I was hosting an event, I will make sure I recognize the brand on the mic. Product placement. And that's to be expounded upon. Of course, like, you don't want nobody taking over your entire event. They got product all over the place and they only gave you $1,500. No, we can create like a little area, maybe at the bar, whatever. People can pick up stickers, whatever the case might be. But, you know, that's to be expounded upon, whatever you want it to be, right? Then we go down to the next level, $3,000. What we added on to that was on-site sponsor banner. So that's like, you know, if they wanted to have like a pop-up and they had their brand. So if it had Camp Kirk Studios, that can be another placement for them inside of the space, right? At that time, you know, Snapchat, we had the geo filters. So, you know, you could put people's companies' names at the bottom and things of that nature that made it a cool effect. Recognition, we already got the recognition by event hosts. Now, product placement to be expounded upon, of course, now you allow them to do more. So you may let them be not just at the bar, but they can probably be at the table where people are sitting down at, right? Then the next level, we have $5,000, right? So now you're adding on as you go up the ladder, right? So now with this one was logo placement on textile marketing materials. For example, so these notebooks. We had notebooks at the event. Now we can add your logo onto here. So now it's not just at the bar, it's not only just at the table, but now it's in my hand and I can take it home. And people will always remember, right? Then we have, what else was added? I think that was the one thing added. And then at the $7,000 level, branded merchandise. So, of course, we could do it like on T-shirts or water bottles, whatever the case might be. But now we're giving them a little bit more to be able to promote their brand and give out to the attendees. And then these are past partners. So every single last person that I ever worked with, I made sure I put them on this slide so they could know, like, you know, we work with reputable brands and, like, you know, we're just not anybody. Like, we work with ASCAP, we work with A3C, we work with Google, we work with Atlantic Records, Spinrilla, the list goes on. But they can see this, like, we literally work with every single brand. So as you work with brands, you also might want to create a list somewhere or put it somewhere on your website, just so you can also, because you got to think about it, your website is basically your resume, you know, so you can go back, because I do so much stuff, I can keep up with every single thing I do, and I need to do a little bit better. But if you go in there, you will see a bulk of most of the events that we've done in the past, but you want to make sure, like, you are keeping track with every single person you work with, just so, like, if somebody asks you, like, yeah, you can recognize, like, oh, I work with Nike, I work with Google, I work with this person, whatever, right? Next slide. And then the contact information. You always want to put your name, the email, and then the website where they can go back and do their own research, right? So I don't personally put my phone number on my pitch decks because, again, I just don't want everybody calling me, you know. Now I have 2 phones, so now I might put one of the phone numbers on there. I put my business number because it's like, it's my business line, whatever. But, well, I ain't gonna say whatever because I take my business line very serious as well, but it's not my personal contact, you know. And then always, always, always put a disclosure at the end of your deck that protects you and your company and your brand, because people will try to steal ideas. They'll try to run off on the plug and do all types of craziness. This is just to simply protect yourself. And I literally put my name, my business, and every single thing to let them know these are my ideas, and if you try to execute them, I can sue you, basically. That's what it's saying. But it's not a essay. It's literally in 2 or 3 sentences, and I just had that small disclosure at the end of every single report I do. I don't care what it is. Even if it's a one sheet I'm sending out, put it there at the, what you call it, the footer. You put it on the footer of every one sheet just to protect yourself. So you won't feel no type of way when somebody go run off on your little idea. Oh, not little idea, because I hate when people say little. But when somebody run off on your idea, and you feel like, you know, you shared that with them and they stole your concept, then you can proceed further with legal actions. But this is literally what I sent over, right, to Google, New York, and then this is the recap from what I gathered just from sending out that day. Can you pause it real quick? I don't know if it's like is the internet not? Oh, let's just, yeah.
Amazing event that basically put together the people that are basically writing the checks and doing this with the streaming services. It's an amazing event for people to come out, network, educate, and to collaborate. This platform is super cool because I think independent artists need platforms like this so that way they can educate themselves. And ultimately, I think that as this platform grows, more independent artists will be able to learn more about the business. Learn so much, super insightful from United Master, SoundCloud, Audio Mac, and Pandora. Everybody's dropped gems. Don't really great. best. I'm glad with dope people meet and creators meet. This.
Dang, that was fire. Is that the end? I don't know if that's the end. Is the end? It might be. But so within that, right? When I say if you never capture the moment, it never happened. One thing that I included in there, if you pay attention, is like testimonials during the event. So you get people to talk about how they feel, what's going on at the event in real time. So you can really gather what people are really feeling, how people are really, any insight, anything that can help you out with your brand to know, like, okay, this was really powerful. Like, you heard the girl, she flew all the way from Houston. We had a few people that flew in. Like, it was somebody flew in from DC and stuff like that, like people that told me this in person. But we had a lot of people that just flew in off the strength of what the girl said. She saw it on Instagram. You get what I'm saying? So it's like things like this and moments like this that, you cherish. And because like I said, I just work. So I just think about getting to the next project. But watching that kind of made me a little teary-eyed a little bit because I was like, damn, I really did that, And you got to be proud of yourself. And also sometimes you do have to remind yourself of who you are and where you've been and what you're doing. You know what I mean? Just so you can stay grounded, because a lot of times you feel like, I'm being lazy. I literally just said this to myself 2 days ago. I was like, I feel like I'm being lazy. I ain't doing as much as I should be doing with the brand and stuff like that. And because also I'm juggling so much at once, And I feel like I was beating myself up. And then I told myself, it don't matter. Like, y'all don't know what, just because I'm working on it, and I think we get so caught up in moments where it's like, I'm working on this project and you feel like you got to come out with it tomorrow because you've been working on it for so long, or I got to get it out to the people. We don't know you're working on that. We don't know. So don't beat yourself up or feel like you got to give things to the world so fast. Like, take your time to, really digest things. It took me 3 events before I made it to New York. You get what I'm saying? With Google. It took me 3 events to execute successfully with Google before we went to New York. It took those events before we went to Charlotte with South Coast Music Group and Red Bull, and before we was about to start this pop-up tour. We did New York, we went to Charlotte, we was about to go to Texas, and was going to go to Canada that summer. The pandemic happened. And guess what? We transitioned, we deviated, and we started the online presence with Dope People Meet, Rep Yourself. We gave creators 90 seconds to rep who they are, where they from, and what they do, so we could stay connected across our channels during the pandemic. And then we started the podcast, and we did 2 seasons of the podcast, right? So these are just different marketing tactics and different things that I've done throughout my career just to show you guys, just being creative and just doing things off the whim. I know some stuff was dang, you didn't get a permit from the police. And yeah, I do a lot of craziness, but the reward is greater. You know what I mean? If I was scared, that would never happen. You would never get to see that recap, And so for me, I just say, do whatever you want to do. Compete with only yourself, and don't put a timeline and make things so difficult for yourself. Our 5th year anniversary was yesterday, and I wanted to do this grand thing or whatever, and I was like, Portia, you working on so much stuff. Don't beat yourself up about not doing anything. I dropped the merch. You either support or you don't. But we're going to drop something else, and we're going to do another event, and we're going to still keep it moving forward. But don't beat yourself up about the fact, I didn't do this. You're the only one who really probably cared for real. Y'all probably don't care I ain't do an event yesterday. Y'all don't care. But, I'm beating myself up about something that y'all not even tripping about. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I will say. I hope you guys learned a lot from this class. This is Porchia Marie and Camp Kirk Studios night school class. So I will open up the floor. We got 10 minutes, I believe, for any questions. So we're going to do a little Q&A. Stand up when you speak, please. We're starting back and we'll come to you, Denise, again. The young lady in the back.
Thank you for that really dope presentation. And I'm happy to know that somebody else loves Canva as much as I do. So
love it.
Why I need to get on Adobe? Not right now. Not right now. But yeah, so my question is kind of to what you were talking about earlier about DMs. And I want to ask you a question about how you manage what's real and what's fake. You know what I'm saying? And spam promo accounts and DM us, like, no. So how do you kind of like, and I feel like it makes me really annoyed because I get so excited. I'm like, oh, it's a DM, what they want, what the people want, and it's a spam account. I'm like, dang. So like, how do you, navigate that, keep it away, manage it?
I started charging for consultations. So I used to have consultations for $100 for an hour. Then I realized I don't want to talk to nobody for an hour. And I brought it down to, it was $75 for 30 minutes, and then the pandemic hit, and I was being considerate of creatives. And I started charging $50 for 30 minutes. And if you really want to talk to me, you'll pay the $50. And if you don't pay it, that means you can't afford me anyway. And so that's how I literally blocked that out. And if somebody try to go back and forth with me about my rates, I'm just not for you, and it's okay. But we're not going to talk about it. We're not going to argue about my rates. And that's one thing people got to understand. Don't argue about your rates. What your rate is your rate, and you stand on that. And if they don't respect it and they don't like it, so what? It's okay. You can miss that $50. Another one going to come. But that's what I started doing. I literally had to do that because I started meeting with people in person, like the whole nine. Like 2018 taught me so much that I was like, I'm not wasting my time no more when it comes to my brand. So I started literally charging people for consultations. And $50 for 30 minutes is not expensive. I know a lot of people charge like $200. They charge a lot of money, but I'm also very considerate of my demographic and my target audience. And I know who I'm targeting, so I'm not going to charge a college student $100 to talk to me for 30 minutes. I'm just not going to do it. I don't have to. But that's what you should probably start implementing in your business is consultations. And again, it could be $25 for 30 minutes, Like, it don't have to be nothing crazy. Like, that's not the point. It's not about the dollar necessarily. It's just trying to wiggle between who's real and who's fake, who's serious about that crap and who's not. That's it.
Thank you. First of all, thank you for tonight. I got a lot of great tips, and I appreciate it. My question actually kind of is on the same lines, but it's on the kind of opposite end. So you mentioned MailChimp, and I love MailChimp. I use it for my tutoring business. And one of the issues that I've actually had with it is that some of my clients, it actually goes to spam. So when you're sending things out, and not necessarily just MailChimp specifically, but when you're sending things out, particularly to clients or to anybody that you're trying to attract or whatever, what is a way to kind of keep yourself from looking spammy or looking like, does that make sense?
Yeah. So, because I kind of run into that same issue, right? So there is an option on MailChimp. So I don't know about any other platform, but it allows you to send the batch in 2 different batches. So I do that so it can kind of separate it a little bit so it won't tag so many people in their spam. So that's one thing. And again, some people still get in their spam, but that's a way to kind of help alleviate that issue. And then the other thing is your caption, it can be super consistent with something you previously emailed out. So you want to change that up, change up the context and the wording, because if it's like a repetitive thing, then it's going to collect as spam in your email blast out. So you just want to switch it up to make sure people understand this is a different email and it's not something consistently going out again and again. Yes.
So I don't know how long you were. Okay, yeah. I don't know how long you were as a full-time entrepreneur, but when you did have like a regular job, how did you balance the two between like your passions and also like funding it? Because this stuff does cost money.
True story. When I came to Atlanta again, 2014, I came because I knew it was the job fair the next day after I moved here. I went to the job fair. Crazy enough, I went for, it's called Atlanta Sports Radio. So I'm gonna give you the exact name because I'm gonna blast them. But no, seriously, I reached out to them. I had the interview. Everything went great to my knowledge. They emailed me back, told me I had the job, and then the very next day or a couple of hours later was like, oh, sorry, we sent it to the wrong person. Yeah. And so when that happened, that kind of was like a lot for me because I just moved here and I thought, I got a job. I think it's Sports 92.3 or something like that. Something like that. But anyway, so after that happened, I was really thugging it out here. So that I got here September 17, 2014. My homeboy came in town, was like, I want to take you to Glass Night Chicken and Waffles. I've never been. The waitress, this was like, God will put you in places and people in your life that you don't even know why. But my homeboy that came in town and wanted to take me to Glass Night Chicken and Waffles, when I was sitting there, the waitress was like, you want a job? Like, she was like, you know, you could be good here. I'll teach you, da-da-da. And I was like, girl, I ain't never been a waitress. But she helped me get that job. And at the time, I was working this marketing job, which I thought was a weak marketing job. Because it's like, we're looking for sports enthusiasts, so I'm thinking now this is another sports opportunity. No. It was us chasing people down in like Costco. Y'all probably seen them jobs or had them jobs. Yeah, they got me for the okie doke. So I had that job, and of course it wasn't paying nothing for real, but I'm just like, whatever. I was sleeping on couches at this point, so it was like, whatever. And, excuse me. So when she hit me about the job or whatever, I was like, you know, I'm gonna come whatever, do it, right? So I did Glass Night 2014. I left top of 2016. And what I did realize at the job was, number one, I've seen a lot of people that have been there since the very beginning of the start of Glass Night Chicken and Waffles. I remember there was this one lady, I can't think of her name right now, Tanisha or Tarnisha. I admired her, beautiful lady. And I remember it was Easter Sunday, and I remember her kids coming in there and seeing her mom working, and this is no shade to her because she went to school for like nursing and stuff like that. So Tarnisha, you see this, no shade to you because y'all love you. But when I saw that, I was like, I don't want to like grow up and my kids coming to see me at work as a waitress because I'm bigger than just this. And it's no shade to nobody that was working it because that job was paying my bills at the time. But I was like, I got to get up out of here. So I even remember one time I literally went to work. It was, matter of fact, the first time I met K-Camp. I went to work because his sister, it was Thanksgiving. He did a show at Owl 5. And I literally went because they weren't answering the phone. I showed up, was like, hey, I'm coming just to say, y'all can't say it's a no call, no show, but I'm leaving because I'm about to go do this event. My vision was bigger than that job. And so it was a lot of times that I would do stuff like that and I would go out when I wasn't making no money and missing work from making money to go and network, right? So fast forward, top of 2016, I left that job. I had started working there. I was working at the team store at the Falcons games. I had the week marketing job. It was something else. I think I was a bottle girl for like a weekend, just for a weekend, right? And literally, I left all those jobs. I left 4 jobs. And top of February 2016, I started to put my brand at the time, The P.M. Effect, on merch. And I sold that for 6 months, and they helped me survive 6 months. At the end of the 6 months, I started interning at Radio 1, which is now Urban 1. It was a so-called a non-paid internship. They ended up paying for the internship. So that's how I'm surviving. And then from there, I started to understand behind the scenes of entertainment. And that's when I started working with Day Day at the time, which that wasn't paying what was supposed to pay either. But I'm just working off a limb. Like, I was just hustling. So it wasn't about a 9-to-5 that was securing me because at that time I didn't have no job. So when I became an entrepreneur, I let everything go. So it wasn't me juggling a real job in entrepreneurship. I was thugging it as an entrepreneur for a very long time. Since 2016, 2018 was the first time from my brand where I literally made money, got my first sponsorship, and actually made money from a brand that I built. So for 2 years, I was thugging it. Get what I'm saying? So I can't really answer that question because I'm just a hustler and I'm just gonna figure it out. And truth be told, it wasn't no rich guy sending me money. I have no sugar daddy, like none of this stuff. Like, this is me being very honest. Like, I'm literally thugging it out. You know, even through that week marketing job, I'm gonna tell you how God also works. When I was working that job, it was a horrible day, and the guy could feel, I think he could feel my energy. And he could feel I didn't like the job, he could feel I didn't want to be there. And he wasn't supposed to, but he contacted me after the fact. He's like, are you okay, sister? Or whatever. And I was like, I'm good. He was like, you can tell me like what's going on. From that conversation, that man helped me get my first apartment. It was in College Park before I had moved to the city. But it was in College Park. He literally gave me $500 to pay my first month's rent. And then he let me be after that. He didn't try to do anything weird, nothing. He literally helped me get in that apartment. That was it. And God literally put him in my life just for that. It wasn't for him to be on no shady nothing. Like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. So literally thugging it. No sugar daddy, no rich guy doing this, no daddy, no mom. No, it's Porchia Marie just figuring it out as I went. But I also started to teach myself, like, through Canva and other, like, different programming to understand, like, my niche, right? So I understood I know how to create a really dope pitch deck. So I'll charge people $200, $250 to do that. Oh, you need social media marketing? I can do your social media. I'm charging you $500 a week. Get what I'm saying? Oh, you need a volunteer or whatever, and they just might throw me $100. Cool. So I'm literally just thugging it and figuring it out, but I'm also building out my trade and my skill set over time as well. So now when people are, I'm in a space and somebody needs something, they can utilize me. So you can't replace me. So they like, oh, I need a photographer, videographer. I got somebody for you, but I'm gonna add my little tax on top of that. Get what I'm saying? So you start utilizing your network, your niche, that's what I'm saying. Like, so when you're a hustler, you gonna figure it out. You're gonna figure out a system to deviate. So I can't answer that from working a 9 to 5 and juggling entrepreneurship because I was thugging it by myself. This is my first corporate job. Foot Locker is my first corporate job. And this is 2023, and I've been here since 2014. I never had a corporate job. It's my first one. Yeah. Who next?
Okay, so my question is, back when you were talking about the parade, and you said you just had this idea like, oh, let's do a parade, and everybody went with it. So how do you manage when you have an idea and people don't want to go with it? Say they already hired you for the job, like, we want Porchia Marie to do this, but then you get on set or you get into meetings and you're giving ideas and they're like, no. Has that ever happened? And if so, how do you manage that?
Well, nobody was paying me to do it. I did it off my money. So that was number one. Number two, I did at one point had a negative intern. And one thing I told her, I was like, if you're going to fight against anything I say, you need to come with a solution. So don't say anything unless you have a solution. And it's just period. Like, when you talk to me and you don't like the idea, come with a solution, or else I don't want to hear it. Now, that is how I think. And that's not being arrogant, but that's how y'all should come. If y'all going to come at somebody about anything you don't agree with, well, tell them how they can make it better. And if you don't have a solution, you probably need to be quiet. Because now it's giving hater vibes. You know what I mean? So it's like, because why else are you telling me I can't do this? You didn't make it make sense any other way. You know what I mean? So that's why I, in that capacity, I just tell people, if you don't have a solution, then don't speak to me. So that's just how I deviate that. And I'm spending my own money, so you can't tell me how to spend my money. So, yeah. Yeah. You just gotta be direct. I hope, did that answer your question?
It did.
Yeah, like, you just gotta be direct. Like, I'm telling you, like, people be so scared, and it's not about hurting people's feelings or being rude, too. Let me say that. When I said exactly how I said it to y'all. Do you have a solution? It ain't being rude, but do you have a solution? If you don't have a solution, I don't want to hear it. It ain't being rude. Like, people always get that misconstrued and like, oh, you're being rude or you're being mean. No, I'm not. I'm just being realistic. Come up with a solution and then we can talk.
So, how, like you just mentioned, how does it work for you now having a corporate job and being an entrepreneur? Like, how does that affect you now in terms of that balance, like post-pandemic and everything?
It's funny because somebody just asked me the other day how I was doing that, so I was trying to find balance, right? So, finding balance, and a lot of people, I don't know, people's spiritual realm or whatever, but I'm a Christian, right? And I fast a couple of times throughout the year. So I fasted November 1st through February 1st. There was 3 months, no alcohol. That was like the main thing. And I'm not an alcoholic or anything like that, but I know, like, say if you go out and socially, in this space, you just go out, socially drink. You might wake up the next morning, you're hungover, and you got work to do, and you're not focusing, you're not doing what you need to do, right? So I did no alcohol, and I kind of did, like, only fish, no fried food, no sweets, no sodas, stuff like that too, right? So I did that for 3 months. And I went out of town. I celebrated birthdays, and I did not drink. No wine, no nothing. And I also did it for 30 days going into my birthday, April 3rd till May 3rd, my birthday. But with that, give me your question one more time. I was going somewhere with that.
How do you balance?
Balance. So during my fasting, I learned to find balance within my life to where I had a set schedule. So now I'm waking up at 5, 6 o'clock because I'm not hungover. waking up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to study. So at the time, I was in real estate school, so I'm studying from these certain hours. I'm going to go to the gym at like 8:30, 9 o'clock. Going to the gym. When I come back, now I'm going to work on Dope People Meet stuff. Or now I might work on Foot Locker stuff. It just depends on what it is. But I literally found structure within my schedule and trying to literally find balance in my life to where I'm going to cater this amount of time towards studying out of the day. I'm going to cater this amount of time to responding to emails. I'm going to dedicate this amount of time to create content or whatever needs to be posted on my page. You know, so it's not the easiest because even like now I'm getting ready to go on tour, right? For the PM firm business. Like I do tour logistics as well for Jodeci. So we're getting ready to go on tour Jodeci, SWV and Drew Hill. So I'm running all logistics for that, right? So now I'm about to go on the road and then I have to also manage coming back to Atlanta to activate Foot Locker stuff in the midst of the tour. You get what I'm saying? So finding balance with that, like now we are bringing on like interns that can help deviate some of those, like, you know, when if I have to fly out, somebody can come in real quick, take over my role, and then I come back in, things of that nature. So it's really finding balance and also finding a solid team that understands how you operate to help you operate. So that's the biggest thing, is finding really solid interns. A lot of people too, let me say this, want to be paid. I did a lot of internships. I did a lot of non-paid projects before I got $1. And people that always try to come and ask like, oh, how much? I feel like sometimes it's very rude, but I also get it because it's hard out here. I get it, right? But also internships really help you. And also it goes back to when you said trying to figure out who's serious and who's not. If you do an internship non-paid, then I know you're serious. And any opportunity that I get that come across my plate where I can get you paid, I'm going to get you paid. I'm not a selfish person. Like, ask Malcolm, like, he know I put him on a lot of projects just off the strength of, hey, he's just been available all them other times that I asked him to come out. Before I could even pay one person, like people just always show love, right? So my thing is finding balance is, you know, just becoming a little bit more structured and disciplined. So the whole fasting the reason why I fasted was to become more disciplined and to just focus in by myself. I wasn't going out. I don't go out like that no way or whatever. I go, you know, here and there, but you know, I wasn't going outside. I was literally in my house. I was studying. I was locked in. I ain't letting nothing take my focus off. So now I'm going into June, going into July. You know, I'm a little bit more focused now. I have a little bit more direction and I have a little bit more discipline now to where I do have balance in my life. But if I was going out drinking every night or just kicking it with people, it ain't even about drinking, just outside kicking it to 3 a.m. and you know you gotta be up at 6 a.m. for what? You get what I'm saying? Like, you know, everybody know you can't bounce back like that. So, you know, just different things like that. I would just say finding balance and learning becoming more disciplined with yourself. And if that goes with fasting, if it takes you to fast for 3 months or for a month, then that's just what it is. But it's a lot. It can be a lot. But again, like I said, you just have to have that great support around you to help you find balance with a corporate job and still trying to do Dope People Meet stuff. It's a lot. I ain't gonna lie, it's not easy, but figuring it out. Any more questions? Yes, sir?
So I got like 2 questions. So I got like 2 questions. So how important, just with like Instagram, like the algorithm and all that stuff, like how important is it to have a business page? And is it important to have a business email, or can you like still get brands or mention brands, talk to brands, get deals from brands with just a Gmail email?
It's important to have a business page for somebody like myself personally because I have too much going on personally and it started colliding, so I had to separate. It was too much. Like, you got to think, if I got PM firm stuff, I got Dope People Meet stuff, it's too much, and Porchia Marie stuff is just too much all in one space. I needed to separate it just for balance purposes. So if you go to the PM firm, you're going to see PM firm stuff. You go to Dope People Meet, you're going to see Dope People Meet stuff. You see Dope People Meet podcast, Dope People Meet podcast page. Porchia Marie, you're going to see my everyday life on top of other projects I work on. You get what I'm saying? So personally, I think you should definitely separate it. But like, you know, I know some photographers, for example, they have their work on their page and that's just how they market themselves. Cool. I I definitely say get a business email. It just looks more professional, looks better. And also people will respect you a little bit more because even if you don't have a manager or whatever, who cares? You can send out an email professionally and put at the bottom, what's your name?
Anicio.
What is it?
Anicio.
Anicio. Anicio management. They don't know if you got real management or not. You get what I'm saying? So I like before I had people managing, like I manage all my stuff now. Like I'm also one of those people like I'll allow everybody into my business, even as an intern. It's just certain levels I give to you. But yeah, Porchia Marie management or Dope People Meet team, whatever. But it just looks better and people just respect it more. You don't want people to always feel like they're talking directly to you. Yeah. So a lot of times when I respond back to people, I think they feel like it's either a team member. Sometimes they might think they're talking to me because they might have my, tag at the bottom, or my signature at the bottom. But at the same time, you don't always want people to feel like they're talking directly to you. You want to feel like they are going through a process. Yeah. We're going to do 2 more questions, guys. Anybody? Give me one thing. Somebody just give me like a takeaway you got from the class. I just want to know.
Well, I took a lot away from the class, so I just want to thank you. Well, I would say I'll give you like 2 quick things.
Okay.
Number 1 is seeing more female entrepreneurs that I can actually relate to.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes I feel like I don't know what my next step is, and I'm like, damn, like who I could like read or listen to their story to see where to go. So I got that, and then the other thing I got is pitch decks, which I really didn't know. I was just sending like raw dog emails, like, hey, I want to work with you. Da, da, da. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's like, I mean, no offense, but it's like, yo, I get it now. Like, how you want to work with me? I don't really know what you want to do. You get what I'm saying? So now I'm finna go home, put my pitch decks, and do whatever I gotta do. But thank you.
You're welcome. That didn't feel good. Really millions in the back.
It's more of like an appreciation. I like how you gave like the process, most like to show like the end goal, like, oh, the glitz and glimmer. You never really get to see the behind the scenes process, which is more of a reason too. Why I like Kirk, because they show the behind the scenes. So you guys merging together, showing how it's done and how you do this and the tools, because people act like it's like gatekeeping, or so to speak, when it's something really simple. So something as simple as MailChimp or Canva or something like that, and you see that everybody uses it. But if somebody's simple trying to ask a question, they don't really do that as much. So I like how you gave where you came from, the events that you did in the beginning, all the way to now.
Oh, thank you, Mom.
All right, this was great. I enjoyed myself. A lot of gems. The 2 gems that I'm gonna take away. You got to be fearless in your networking and your execution. Quit your job. Break the law. Nah. And P. Marie is dope.
Okay. Thank you for that, Brandon.
Yeah, I guess the big one for me is how you said you do pitch decks or 1 pages for everything you want to do. And I think about like, how you do different things for like your birthday. Like each year you try to do something different that you never did before.
I did a pitch deck for my birthday, y'all. Do understand?
Yeah, so that's really big. That's a big takeaway for me, like creating a pitch deck and who you want to be involved in each process.
We should have put that up there.
Yeah. She made a song 1 year for her birthday.
That's funny. I forgot I did that.
I just want to say thank you so much for being here and coming and speaking to all of us. I really appreciate it, and I also got a lot of takeaways. And thanks to Kirk for inviting me as well. I was here earlier shooting, and I wanted to come to this, and they're like, "Oh, come!" So I was like, "Oh, perfect." And I like also how you said that God just puts you in places, just to make things happen. And, you know, like I was literally in therapy earlier talking about the exact things that you were saying and talking about. So just like, you know, full circle moment. So thank you.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
Thank you.
I just want to say something real quick. But I really appreciate how you hit the head on like engagement. Personally, me, I think my work is hard. I don't really care about feedback and opinions, which is important. So I just post anytime I feel like, okay, I just want to get it off. But now it's time to be like more purposeful if I want to have like an end goal. So I like how you spoke to that. And I mean, last thing is, you know, I'm gonna network with people in here, get their Instagrams, give me some more followers. So it's like 30 people in here. So I need 30 followers before I leave. But yeah.
I know that's right, friend. Right here.
Okay, so I just want to know, because for me, it's like finding the time. So when you're creating like your content or you creating like your post or whatever and you editing, like, do you give yourself a time frame to get it done?
Yeah. Like today, honestly, I really should have did it last night, but I was trying to catch up on the BT Awards or whatever. And so I knew I had a call at 12 o'clock. So I started editing at like 10:30. I was like, Portia needs to be done by 11:30. You need to hurry up and edit this real fast and be done by 11:30. And I just did it, you know, because I didn't want to post. I didn't want to post at 12. I really wanted to post at 11. Actually, I think I started at 10, but I was also trying to answer emails. I was doing a lot at once while I'm trying to edit. I was literally doing a lot. And because I legit have 2 laptops and I have this and I have my 2 phones. So I'd be having so many gadgets at once. So I was literally trying to go between both of them. And I was like, okay, you missed the 11 o'clock mark. So you need to post by 11:30. And I did post at 11:30.
Yeah, editing has me like in a chokehold. Like it takes so long for me to just figure out what I want to do with
it. It can be a lot, but some of these apps actually help like speed up the process. Like it's one that I didn't mention to you guys, but it's called hold on, let me see if I can find it real fast. It is called hold on, let me tell y'all. Hold on 2 seconds. It is called Video Leap, and it have like different like concepts already created, and you just gotta plug in your content, and it'll create the reel for you. So Video Leap is a good one. I didn't utilize it today because I was just trying to hurry up. And Video Leap is fast too, but also I wanted to like literally look through it, and I was already behind on time, so I just did my own quick edit. So yeah.
Yeah, that's where I be stuck on a lot. Like I have so much content just sitting in my phone that I need to just make stuff out of, and I never.
Video Leap.
I'm gonna play with all of these.
I'm good. Okay. Because I wanted to ask a question related to your question. I was gonna ask you later, but I feel like other people might have the same question. When it comes to editing in video apps, if you're using like how do you? Because an issue that I have is if I'm posting a reel and I'm trying to use a trending audio, but the audio is specifically on TikTok or the audio is specifically on Instagram, like how? Okay, content creators, period. Thank y'all. Okay. Because I was trying to figure it out. Heard.
Okay. So I was behind you.
But too, what you just said, there's a like when you can go on Motion Array, and you can download like free, like royalty-free music that you can use on your reels, so that you can also like boost your reels, because you won't be able to boost if you use other people's audio and stuff like that. If that makes sense. Motion Array, you can like download Motion Array.
Motion Array.
It's a website, but you can, like they have it. You can download all types of graphics and stuff, but you can download music that you can use for your reels. But yeah. And Captions is a good app too. I got hip to that, but it's good if you are making your reels and you need like cool captions that you can use. That's a good app. But I wanted to say, just listening to everyone in here and my therapeutic self, for everyone to just like give yourself grace when you feel like you don't know enough to push forward for your brand, or you feel confused or conflicted or stuck or anxious or overwhelmed, like whatever. Like allow yourself the grace to learn what you need to learn, and then put yourself out there to network with the people in your community, because we are in Atlanta and it's like it's so much of us out here, and we just kind of fall short on like our self-care. So that was just my whole thing to say.
Anybody else? Are we good? Okay, right here.
I want to give you your flowers and just thank you so much for your transparency and being so authentic and just being yourself, like you're really in your own lane. So I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.